right, guys, it is almost 11 o'clock on Friday. I haven't changed out of my gym clothes yet. Have nothing in my pockets, no phone, no wallet, other than this one. And it's been busy. We got contractors working, construction crews there putting walls up, trying to get the doors put up at the showroom. We ran down here to the off-road shop to drop off a vehicle that we also just had to do a video on. It's going back to its customer after being here for almost a month for a very custom lift setup. But as you can see, the 10-door Suburban has made some progress. Guy did a good job here. Still kind of got like a little ghost design behind it. It's pretty neat. This will serve the purpose. All the guys worked very hard and very late. Brian, Daniel, Johnny, and one of the other regulars that comes by here that hangs out, really nice guy, Ed. Last night getting the motor for the 8-door pulled out, and it's pretty sad to see the carcass sitting in there today, but AJ will catch a little clip of that thing. It's looking pretty lonely and sad, but motor's out on the ground, compound turbo system, 24 valve. We pulled everything. We pulled all the wiring, all the computer harnesses, everything. So when it goes in this truck, we're gonna put it back pretty factory. We actually even left the AC system. So hopefully we're gonna be able to integrate most of that stuff. Another big thing, and I was gonna drop a picture on this video, but we're not gonna do it quite yet, but the test fit shock is on the way to us. We got a prototype picture of it, but that's gonna blow people's mind. It is one off at this moment. Nobody has it. Even Whistling Diesel was trying to get in front of us on this. Thank God our guy there he's just looking out for us. So we're very proud to have that shock before anybody else has even seen it. And it is big, like big. And it is for sure one off. And again, before anybody else has it, we're going to. And there's gonna be 8 of them on this truck when it's all said and done. They're gonna be custom powder coated to match. We're not ready for them yet, so it doesn't matter, but we're getting the one so we can start doing the mock-up. Shop is a little dirty this morning because of all the construction going on from taking this thing apart to put it back together. And then got one of my square bodies that Daniel's finishing things up on. Probably going to sell this truck. He's doing new front and rear drive shafts. He just put a different shackle on it. We got specialty Ford 16 wide 22s on 40 Toyos. I've had this truck for about 10 years sitting in the garage, and prior to that it was a build for a customer of ours and a good friend of ours as well. When this truck was built, it got all brand new sheet metal, and I ordered all the sheet metal from Chevrolet at the time, so it tells you how far back the project goes. Doors, fenders, bed sides. It wasn't a rust bucket, but it had dings and dents and scratches, and this guy, he said, no expense spared, let's do it. There was $10,000 or $12,000 in body panels before the paint, but that was ordering all the moldings, everything you could order, we bought from Chevrolet. It's got crossover steering. He's going to do his custom crossover track bar bracket. Like I said, getting front and rear drive shafts new. He just disc braked the back. You can zoom in on the rear there. Just put nice braided brake hoses on the back. The disc brake kit. Put a steering stabilizer on it, and I think we're going to put a new gas tank in it. The interior is pretty fresh in this truck. Added a little stereo to it. Had the stereo shop do some custom door panels, a couple different things for me. But I love the truck, but it serves no purpose. Sits in the garage. It hadn't seen the light of day until I drug it up here for Daniel to work on it. It's got a small block with a cam. It is full 1 tons front and back with 456s. So if somebody's looking for a real square body, it is not going to be cheap, nor are any square bodies these days. And that leads me to, let's check a sneak peek on this one in here. That is definitely for sale. And they just finished an 8-inch kit with 35s and some extra wide wheels.
You getting out on the water? No? Not at all, man. I fished the last 3 days.
So that right there should get somebody pretty excited. This truck was a fully restored, laser straight, rust-free truck that's been sitting in the showroom for a little while. It was completely stock on some BFGs. If you're looking for some BFGs and some stock suspension and all, this stuff came out from underneath this truck was fresh. Full 8-inch kit, full rear springs, 0 block in this truck at all, 2-piece wheels, 18 wide, 35 boggers. Let's do it the proper offset. Braided brake hoses. Let's get the sway bars dropped, but they don't come along much nicer, so we just decided this was one of the ones we were going to put some effort into. Dash is perfect. Door panels are great. Headliner's awesome. Not a big fan of the seat with the upholstery they did. You know, it's a little dated, but you look at this truck, I'm talking rocker panels, bottoms of doors, everything is just as fresh as it can be. Not a speck of rust. Doesn't appear that it ever had a speck of rust. Came from the South. Under the hood's pretty much all original. Does have some dual exhaust, but this one will be up for grabs probably Monday or Tuesday once they finish the alignment. So if you're a square body enthusiast, this is the one. And while we're in here, the power plant. And here's a nice rust-free Ram if somebody's looking for a body, cab, frame. What's for sale? Thank you guys. Stay tuned. A lot more to come. All right, we're back. A few days have elapsed. Unfortunately, AJ did not get the video up, so I'm not in a tank top. It's not 80 degrees. It's actually cold. It's almost Thanksgiving. It's the weather we're used to having. But in those few days, a lot of cool stuff has happened. So I don't know, most of y'all are used to this kind of shock. That's a pretty cool shock, you know, for your truck. If you got Fox reservoirs or King reservoirs, you got something pretty cool. Like that's what most people do. Maybe they quad them up on a truck, something like that. But what we have really been working with, and Daniel has been working hand in hand with our shock guy, and I'll let him tell you the name and who. But we got something that's never been seen or built currently, and it is what's going to make it on the 8-door. So not only is that truck going to be super cool, this is going to set the precedence for everybody to follow, and they will follow on this trend. So check that out.
What's up, guys? This is the shock she told you not to worry about. Keith Berry at Overtime CNC. We've been working with him, done a lot of shocks through him on our race trucks and a lot of our customers' trucks. This is the first ever 4.0 accumulator nitro shock, 2-inch shaft, 26-inch travel, 90 pounds a piece.
The shaft on this shock is the size of the body of most everybody's reservoir shock on their truck.
When we contacted Keith and told him what we were doing and what truck we were doing it with, he said that we had to do these. It was just a must. He said that a normal 2.5-inch, even a 3.0 nitro shock would not be anywhere near the size that the 8-door needs. So we're going to do 2 of these per wheel. They'll be running actually at a lower setting now. We'll probably go bigger with them later on when we do a different set of axles. But 1.25-inch heims on the end, humongous fittings. I mean, just an absolute massive shock. Something that you really can't fathom unless you're sitting here standing side by side with it. But it will be the first of its kind, and like JW said, many more will follow. Once again, Keith Berry at Overtime CNC. This is actually a mock-up shock for us. He's finishing up the last of the 8 for us for the truck. So we're gonna get this thing mocked up. That way when the other ones come in, correct color and orientation, we'll have them right on the truck.
So no, it's not getting these, it's getting those. A little bit of difference there. So also, some more parts came in for the transfer case. They're getting that mocked up. The bracket that's going to hang it. The brake system have front and back brakes. Some of the yokes have come in. Some of the billet components have come in. The lines for the steering. And of course, still a mess in the shop from the donor. But we'll get that cleaned up eventually. And Daniel gets to move that thing around. He doesn't need to go to the gym. So that's the update for today. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. 8-door, 10-door, and plenty of other stuff going on around the shop. So stay tuned. Should have some really good progress made on those trucks once we get them inside. Axles. The axles are ready. Daniel had some in his archive. So we do have the axles for the 10-door Suburban. Really nice, well-built 488 gear. Corporate 14 bolt and a Dana 60 that's already got all the upgraded stuff for disc brakes. So those are two well-built axles that are getting ready to be hung up under the 10-door. And look out for a coming Christmas parade, because we're going to try to get that 10-door in the Christmas parade, actually pulling a float. So stay tuned, guys. We really appreciate it. The weather sucks today. We got to get back to work, but wanted to finish up this clip so you guys knew what was going on. Davis Off-Road, Davis Auto Sales, and Davis Drives. While we're here, if you haven't met Brian firsthand, this is my middle brother. He's blind, actually he's blind in both eyes, so I don't know if you knew or not, but tires, when they come with those little nipples on the side, that's Braille, so he knows what size they are. He also has a Braille tape measure, so he knows what he's measuring as well.
I think feels like 73 3/4. Maybe 73 13/16.
You're right, Bubba. Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
He also does most of the welding here, so if you ever have to worry about anything, he touches that too. If it's really hot, he knows he did a good job.
It's totally in.